Hello again guys, this is Nick from Those Hairy Gamers. We're back at fantasyflightgames.com on the X-Wing page because there's another new reveal article for Wave 11. Now before we get into this, I just want to point out something. It is currently Saturday morning here in Melbourne, Australia. I actually recorded a video talking about the TIE Aggressor article last night. Haven't got around to uploading that yet, and suddenly this one drops. I expected this to come out sometime next week, so I'd have enough time to get the Aggressor article out first. And that's annoying because in the TIE Aggressor article, I'm going to be talking in the past tense, and when I'm talking in this video, I'll be talking in the future tense, even though this video is going to come out first. But yeah, time travel is fun, kids. You should totally do it. Yes, this is the Scurrg H-6 Bomber for the Scum faction. Righto, we finally have a bomber on the Scum faction, and boy does it look good. Here is the spread. In this article we have a few things not revealed. We have the dial in this. We haven't had revealed yet one of these generic pilots, the pilot skill 3 with the EPT slot, just here. We haven't had these upgrade cards here revealed, the cruise missile I would assume, and we have this guy here, which I believe is the red droid with the bad motivator from A New Hope. He'll probably be a salvaged astromech card, I believe. Is it R4P8 or R4B8 or something like that? He's the droid that just explodes, and then Luke goes, hey, let's take R2D2 instead, and the rest is history. Alright, before we look at anything else, let's take a look at the ship's dial. I always think it's important to look at this first because it really relates back to all the other ship stats and lets you know how effective it's going to be in battle. It's a pretty interesting looking dial. You don't have any 1 hards, you do have 2 and 3 hards, although the 3 are red. We have 3 speed Talon rolls. We have a 4 forward, we have a 5 red forward. The 1, 2 and 3 speed straights are green, and the 2 banks are green as well, but not the 1 bank. It's weird. So it favours you doing everything at speed 2, but not too heavily. You don't have any green hard turns. I think with ships that rely on finite movement that are going to need to drop bombs and all that kind of stuff, I prefer a bit more flexibility at the speed 1. I've seen a few comments of people say, oh, Talon roll, overpowered, power creep. I don't think Talon roll is going to be a real game changer on this guy. This is a guy that's designed around dropping bombs. Yeah, it might give you some more shots during the game, and yeah, he has 3 red dice, so it's going to help with that, but ultimately you don't want to stress this guy out too much. He doesn't have a lot of flexibility in removing stress. I mean, the good thing about the Talon roll is you can get into a good position to then the next turn drop a bomb. Yeah, that could be strong, but I don't think it's going to have the same wow factor. For example, the Talon roll on the Protectorate Starfighter or the T-70 X-Wing has. I think it's a nice to have, but I don't think it's going to make the ship overpowered. Alright, we're going to take a look at the Havoc Title. This is the title you can equip with the Scurrg H-6 Bomber. Can go on any of these guys, no matter which pilot. Your upgrade bar gains the system and salvaged astromech icon cards and loses the crew card. You cannot equip non-unique salvaged astromechs. This is cool. This gives him a lot of variety in terms of the upgrades we can take. It means we only have 1 of these ships that can take a salvaged astromech and system card. It means that that particular ship can't take crew cards. So it seems fair to me. I feel like the systems and salvaged astromech is going to give you some real nice combinations, but losing that crew is pretty heavy, and considering the kind of crew this guy can take, I think that's a good trade-off. You're getting 2 extra upgrade slots, but you're losing 1 very valuable one. Now, it can only take unique salvaged astromech. That means he can take 1 of 3 salvaged astromechs. Genius, R4B11, and R5P8. Now, this is very interesting. We finally have a really effective bomber that we can equip with Genius. If you are equipped with a bomb that can be dropped before you reveal your maneuver dial, you may drop the bomb after you execute your maneuver instead. This is awesome. We have a lot of great options to use Genius now. Sure, if you drop the bomb after you execute your maneuver, you're probably going to get hit by that bomb, but on a ship with 5 shield and 5 hull, that's not the end of the world. That can sometimes be a good trade-off if it means getting the bomb right next to an enemy ship that you want to hit. It means the very high pilot skill guys have that choice. They can drop the bomb before or after their action, and because they're flying last, they're going to know exactly where the enemy ships are. So this is really cool. This has a lot of potential. It's also worth noting that the Havoc title gives you the system slot, which means you can take something like advanced sensors. Advanced Sensors allows you to take actions before you execute your maneuver. Say, for example, you have Genius and you have Advanced Sensors on a Scurrg Bomber, and you take a bomb that you drop before you reveal your maneuver dial, and you take a bomb that drops as an action. Now, both of those different kinds of bombs can be dropped before or after your maneuver. If you put on extra munitions, you get 2 of each of those bombs, for example. It's a very expensive concept, but I like it. I really like that you have that much flexibility with bombs. This is the kind of flexibility bombs, particularly on the Scum faction, which didn't really have any bombers or strong bombing options, really needed. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. I think this is just going to be a very silly build, which won't be that effective, won't be that competitive, but it'll be a lot of fun nonetheless. Going on to the other unique astromechs we can take, R4B11. Now I want to have a quick discussion about this guy too. When attacking, if you have a target lock on the defender, you may spend the target lock to choose any or all defense dice. The defender must re-roll the chosen dice. Okay, the reason this is really cool on the Scurrg Bomber, I feel, is because of the new turret, which comes with the Scurrg Bomber and with the TIE Aggressor. The synced turret. Attack, target lock, must be within range 1 to 2, 3 red dice, can shoot 360 degrees. If the defender is inside your primary firing arc, you may re-roll any number of attack dice up to your primary weapon value. The reason I think this is going to be fantastic with R4B11 is because you have to have a target lock on the defender to take the attack in the first place. And if you get them in arc, you're going to get those 3 rerolls off the ship's natural primary attack value anyway, so you're not going to spend that target lock on rerolling your dice. You then have the target lock free to force your opponent to reroll their defense dice, and that's pretty big. You get to roll up your dice, and you get to roll down the defender's dice. This is kind of like an inbuilt Zuckus, but you don't have to take stress tokens, you don't have to fulfill any weird requirements. You know you have to have that target lock in the first place to even use this attack. This is pretty cool. And the cool thing is because you must have the Havoc Title in order to access R4B11, that gives you a system slot. That means you can also take fire control systems. In other words, you go up to an enemy ship, you pull a target lock on them, you shoot them with the sync turret. You get rerolls for free if they're an arc. You can then use that target lock to force them to reroll the defense dice. And then after everything happens, you're going to get another target lock because of fire control system. This is a constant rinse and repeat powerful attack which you can use over and over again. I think this build right here is going to be absolutely vicious, and I friggin' love it. The last unique salvaged astromech card is R5P8. Once per round after defending, you may roll 1 attack dice. On a hit result, the attacker suffers 1 damage. On a crit result, you and the attacker suffers 1 damage. This is one of the salvaged astromechs that came with the Punishing One expansion pack. And it'll be good on the Scurrg Bomber. It'll be good because we have 5 shields, 5 hull. We're not too worried about taking that hit if you accidentally roll a crit. That's okay. And it's got so much health that it's going to have to take hit after hit after hit. This guy is a great deterrent against guys like Sunta Fel or any aces with a low amount of health, because it doesn't matter how dodgy those guys are. If you roll a hit, they take 1 damage, no matter what. I think the other 2 unique salvaged astromechs might be a bit stronger than this guy, but yes, certainly still a strong option. Now, getting on to the next upgrade card, the Bomblet Generator. Now, I thought this was either going to be a modification completely unique to the Scurrg Bomber, or it was going to take up 2 bomb slots. It was definitely going to have some restrictions in terms of the faction or ships it can take. This came out of left field. I did not expect this to be completely unfaction specific. When you reveal your maneuver, you may drop 1 bomblet token. It then detonates at the end of the activation phase. It costs 2 bomb slots and 3 squad points. This is big. This is really big because it can go on any faction, and indeed, all 3 factions have an effective way of using this. The Imperials can put this on a TIE Bomber or TIE Punisher. That's going to be pretty effective. The Rebels can put it on a K-Wing, although K-Wings tend to like the more expensive type bombs that can do more damage. This is going to give it a good, cheaper option. The way the bomblet token works is at the end of the activation phase, it blows up and every ship within range 1 rolls 2 attack dice and they suffer all the damage from those attack dice. So it's a slightly less reliable version of seismic charge or thermal detonator, I guess. I mean, there's always the risk you can blank out in your red dice, but the fact that it might hit twice, and it's red dice, I mean, there's a 1 in 2 chance there'll be hits. You're probably pretty reliably going to get one hit out of this each time. It's good fun, and considering that this card does not discard after use, you can use it turn after turn after turn. It's great. It's great. It's pretty much going to mean the ship can't take other bombs. It takes up 2 slots, so unless the ship has 3 bomb slots, which you can do on a fire spray armed with the Andrasta card. But to be honest, even if you have the Andrasta on a fire spray, I can't see much advantage from taking a 3rd bomb. The fact of the matter is you can always use this bomb for free, and the rules are you cannot use more than 1 bomb token per turn. So unless you find really good use for a well place like Cluster Mine or something like that, I just don't see the point. This is going to be a great card which replaces the need for a lot of different kinds of bombs. Yes, they're much weaker bombs than a lot of the other things you can take, but the fact is you can do it over and over again. There's less risk involved with this, which personally, as someone who sucks at dropping bombs, I love. Now, specifically talking about the Scum faction, this can obviously go on the Scurrg H-6 Bomber. It can go on the Fire Spray equipped with the Andrasta title, as I said before. We also have another new option for this, and let's bring up that guy right now. We also have revealed Cad Bane. Now, this is basically a Scum version of Sabine Wren. Your upgrade bar gains the bomb upgrade icon once per round when an enemy ship rolls attack dice. Due to a friendly bomb detonating, you may choose any number of focus and blank results. It must re-roll those results. Now, this is great. This is freaking great. I think overall Sabine Wren, the Rebel sort of equivalent of this, is going to be a bit more reliable. She just applies an extra point of damage to any ship near one of your friendly bombs that go off once per turn. This guy has a bit more risk involved with him. He has to re-roll the misses on bombs. He'll be great with the bomblet generator, just fantastic. Because you get to have that use over and over again, Cad Bane is just going to be fantastic with that. He'll combo well with cluster mines, with proxy mines, anything that you need to roll dice off the back of. But I think in terms of getting the best use out of him, the bomblet generator is going to be the best way to do that, because you get to do it over and over and over and over and over again. This guy also means that on the Scum faction, you're going to have even more options for the bomblet generator, because anything that already has 1 bomb and 1 crew can take Cad Bane. They get the 2nd bomb upgrade icon, and that means they can use both of their bomb upgrade icons to the bomblet generator. That means either the fire spray or the quad jumper can now take the bomblet generator, which is fantastic. I mean, the fire spray can already take the Andrasta title, so probably not the best option for the fire spray. Having said that, if you also want the Slave 1 title and you want to get the extra munitions happening, whatever, but the bomblet generator won't benefit from extra munitions anyway, so I think overall this is going to be a great card for the Scurrg Bomber and for the quad jumper. The quad jumper has the pilot Constable Zuvio, and honestly I always thought this guy was kind of useless. He's just a bit over bloated in terms of the way he has to use his action. His pilot ability only works off a bomb, and you've only got 1 bomb icon on the damn ship, so it only really works once. Yes, you can take Scavenger Crane and get it back, but that's very conditional. I think giving him the bomblet generator is a much better way of using his pilot ability and getting a lot more efficiency out of this pilot. I still think it's a bit risky. If you put Cad Bane and the bomblet generator on, you're stacking 5 points on an already expensive version of a ship that only has 2 agility and 5 hull. It's a bit risky in my opinion, but it's a cool concept. One more concept I want to talk about with Cad Bane is the possibility of putting him on Amon Azamine and taking the Andrasta title and giving this guy 4 bomb slots. That means you could take the bomblet generator and potentially 2 other bombs and just have a great old time with this. I think, again, I don't think the bomblet generator is ideal alongside other bombs. However, you could give him 2 action-based bombs like cluster mines and really give yourself some good flexibility in terms of the way you choose to use these. Cad Bane is going to combo great with cluster mines. A lot of dice rolling happening on the back of your mines. An expensive concept, but it's something I want to try nonetheless. Alright, moving on to the pilots. So we're going to start with the lowest pilot skill and work our way up. This is the Car Thuck pilot, the basic buy-in cost for the Scurrg Bomber. Pilot skill 1, no EPT slot. And yeah, this guy comes in at 24 points. While we're here, let's cover all the upgrade icons on the Scurrg Bomber. We have a turret, a torp, a missile, a crew, a bomb, and a bomb. And of course, you can sub in the Havoc Title to get rid of the crew and give it a system and salvaged astromech, albeit only unique salvaged astromechs, but you have those options with any of these ships, including this guy. 24 points, I think, is a pretty fair buy-in cost for this guy. I mean, let's compare it directly to the K-Wing, because that's sort of what it's trying to represent on the Scum faction. It doesn't have a 360 turret. It has a little bit more health. It doesn't have slam. The upgrade bar is pretty much a wash, I feel. These guys are pretty much on par with each other. It cost 1 point more than the K-Wing, and I think that's fair enough. I think it just slightly out-edges it, but it's not going to be hugely better in the way it flies in the field. Alright, moving up one more step in pilot skill, we have the pilot skill 6, Sol 6R. 6R? Yeah, I'm going to say Sigza from now on. Has the EPT slot, costs 28 points. When dropping a bomb, you may use the one hard left or right template instead of the one straight. It's kind of like an Emanazamine for the Scurrg Bomber, except instead of the 3 templates, you have the 1 template, which is kind of cool. Gives you a little tiny bit more flexibility in terms of where it can drop its bombs. Does that mean if it tries to drop a cluster mine, will it tuck it in under its own ship template? I'm going to have to test that. It's a cool little concept. For 28 points, yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't think this guy is going to get too much use. I think the other pilots that come with this ship are just a little bit better. Certainly considering it costs 4 points more than the basic buy-in. Yeah, a cool concept. I think it'll work great with the bomblet generator. You can use his pilot ability over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, Cad Bane, bomblet generator. What, that puts him at 33 points, gives him an EPT. It's a cool concept, but I don't think it's going to have as good a synergy as some of the other pilots we have here. Alright, here we go. Captain Nim, the highest pilot skill pilot for this ship. Pilot skill 8, EPT slot, cost 30 points. You may ignore friendly bombs. I love that sentence right there. I'm just going to say it again. You may ignore friendly bombs. Ooh, yes, I like that. When a friendly ship is defending, if the attacker measures range through a friendly bomb token, the defender may add 1 evade result. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. This guy just wants to scatter bombs all over the map and just not give a crap about them. I don't think he's ideally used with the bomblet generator, having said that. I think if you're going to ignore bombs, you want to have bombs that take up a lot of bloody room on the map. You want to take like cluster mines, proxy mines, take proton bombs because bugger it, he can just drop them anywhere he likes and not give a crap about them. He, for example, would be a great candidate for the build I mentioned earlier, with Genius, advanced sensors, let's say cluster mines, proton bombs, extra munitions, and why not, take Veteran Instincts, make him pilot skill 10. Not only can you drop all of your bombs before and after you move, you know exactly where your enemy is going to be because you're pilot skill 10. You're almost entirely likely to fly last. You're going to get the most efficiency out of them, and you can drop mines and fly back over them. You can scatter the map, and then all your buddies, if they're taking an obstructive shot through a bomb, that's just great. It's not just saying bombs obstruct attacks, it's just saying get an extra evade result when somebody shoots through a bomb at one of your guys. It doesn't work on the enemy ships either. This is so strong. This is so strong. I know he costs 30 points. He's very expensive, but you can get a build on him for around about the 40 point mark and just get a real nice bomb list going. I really love this. I'm so excited to try it out. I really want to try flying Captain Nim and Emanazamine now. That's going to be just way too much bloody fun. I'm so looking forward to flying this guy. And the cool thing is, you Rebel players don't miss out. We have a Captain Nim on the Rebel faction as well. Yes, Captain Nim sort of joined the rebellion at some stage for some reason. I don't know, extended law, go look it up. Once per round, you may prevent a friendly bomb from detonating. I don't think this is quite as strong as the Scum version of Nim. However, this is fantastic on Rebel bomb lists. This with K-Wings is going to be so powerful because K-Wings love to drop proton bombs. They love to use Sabine. This means you can drop proton bombs around the map and it doesn't detonate until an enemy ship flies near it. and then you can proc Sabine as well, give him a face-up damage card, give him an extra point of damage, and just have a great time. This is great. This is going to go so well with K-Wings. It also has the nice ability of preventing something like a proxy mine or a cluster bomb from detonating when your friendly ship flies over it. It gives your Rebel list just a tiny bit more protection if you're a little bit clumsy with your bombs. I think overall this is going to be amazing, coupled with a K-Wing armed with proton bombs and Sabine. This is actually mildly terrifying. I think both the Captain Nims are very potent. I think the Scum one a little bit more so, but this guy is going to combo so well on Rebel lists. Alright, there's one more card here I just want to talk about. At the end of the article we have this, the Minefield Mapper. And this is yet another strong option for your bomb lists. It is a system card, costs 0 squad points. During setup, after the place forces step, you may discard any number of your equipped bomb upgrade cards. Now, just an important note here, when it says your, it means the ship that it's on. I don't like the way they word that when they say you, when they mean the ship this is on, but anyway, moving on. Place all corresponding bomb tokens in the play area beyond range 3 of enemy ships. That's great. You get to lay all your bombs on the map before you even start playing. I don't even feel like the Scurrg Bomber is the best ship for this. The Scurrg Bomber can get the system slot if it takes the Havoc title, but then it also loses the crew slot. If you take this and the Havoc title, you're probably not going to get the best use out of your bombs. Yes, you can take Genius, but Genius doesn't work the best with action-based bombs, and the Minefield Mapper I feel works the best with action-based bombs. Cluster mines in particular are going to be so potent with this card. Having said all that, I think the best ship for this is going to be the TIE Punisher. They get, by default, 2 bomb icons. He can take 2 cluster mines and really box your opponent in. They actually included a picture in this article. I think this is something FFG are trying to push in the game. They're trying to stop the Alpha Strike, stop the slow rolling 2 forces moving straight at each other and just shooting. They want to try and mix up the setup. They want to try and get you guessing right at the start of the game. Last year we had Han Solo, which can deploy anywhere on the map as long as it's not close to one of your opponent's ship. And that was trying to do the same thing, but unfortunately it didn't really prevail in the meta. Rey really became the pilot of choice for the Millennium Falcon, and Han just doesn't seem to get used. So they're going to try and push with another upgrade card. This is going to force your opponent to maybe fly sideways, try and split up their force. It means that Alpha Strike isn't going to happen. It means that you're going to have an interesting dogfight at the start of the game. And again, this card is non-faction specific. Unfortunately, there's no real great option for this with Rebels. Unfortunately, the K-Wings do not have a system slot. It would be great if they did. But at the same time, the K-Wings are already fantastic bombers as it is. This is really designed, I feel, to get the TIE Punisher up to speed. It'll be great on the Scurrg Bomber, but I think it will be fantastic on the TIE Punisher. That's just my thoughts. So, yes, that was all revealed for the Scurrg Bomber. I am so very hype about getting this ship. I can't hide the fact that, yes, I am a Scum player. I have such a heavy bias, and I'm just so looking forward to this. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. See you later.